What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? So this is Big Brother All Stars 22. Okay, we have our first eviction. We know that Kevin and Keisha are on the block. And thank you for correcting me. Somebody corrected me in the comments about Keisha being, I said something about Keisha being eliminated early in her season. I was wrong. She made it to the final four. I apologize. I thought she was gone earlier than that. So let's talk. We have some more, child. We got more damn alliances. Oh, Jesus. So now we have Memphis and Cody. They're going to call themselves the commission. Tyler and Barely had a conversation. They ain't come up with a name, but they were like, listen, everybody thinks we hate each other because of what went down on our season and the fact that Barely was actually the vote that gave it to Casey over Tyler. Which is interesting because, you know, there was a whole nother show over on YouTube, over on MTV, The Challenge, that all of them were on, and Belly and Casey that fell out. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, child. But they didn't really put a name on it, but they were like, listen, if we work together but nobody knows we working together, that could work. Then we had this whole situation where Memphis said, listen, we have our final two, but we sort of need to insulate ourselves with some more allies, so we're going to have like a second tier. Now, this is where, if you guys remember in my last video, I spoke on some stuff some rumors that I heard, but I didn't want to, I didn't really want to go deep into it until I had more information, and or until I saw or heard it for myself. So what the rumor that came, I ain't gonna say rumor, but what information that came back to me, I told you guys I only like to review what I see. But sometimes there are things that when they come to me, I want to see how it plays out. What I was told was that Christmas and Memphis were forming an alliance, and their goal was basically to eliminate all the people of color. Now, I like to call a spade, but I also don't want to falsely accuse anybody of doing anything because certain stigmas are just hard to let go of. So I didn't want to put that stigma on them. I didn't want to put it in my video until either I saw it for myself, heard it for myself, or it was revealed. But in tonight's episode, it doesn't look like that's how that whole thing went down at all. Now, true enough, Memphis went to Cody about creating this second alliance, and it didn't include none of the people of color in the house. It was Danielle and Tyler and who else? Danielle, Tyler, Nicole, of course. It was somebody else. I didn't write the names down. And it didn't include anybody of color. However, I also found out that Christmas has a final three deal with, I think, Belly. So I don't think yes, clearly they have an alliance that doesn't include any of the people of color, but I don't think it's a calculated, we want to get all the black people out, or the people, I keep saying people of color because there are other things, but I don't want to come off like that. I want to say that I don't think that that's true, you guys. And again, if somebody has an actual clip of Christmas or Memphis saying, we want to eliminate all the people of color, send me the clip. But I don't think that's the case. I just think that's what it was. Okay. We got that out the way? Okay. Let's get back to this. So then we have Kevin and Nikki, and I was calling her Nikki F. It's not Nikki F. Nikki F is the other one, the one that actually won. So I apologize. I think I got some people confused by calling her Nikki F. It's not Nikki F. It's the young one that used to be a teacher. Now she does the podcast. Her and Kevin had a conversation. And I found something interesting that she said. She said, me and you, we have a lot in common. We're this, we're that. We have the rainbow. Did Nikki tell us she was gay? Or on or somewhere in the community? I shouldn't say just because. I don't remember that ever being a conversation on her season. Did I miss it? When she said we have the rainbow in common, I automatically assume the LGBTQIA community? Did I miss it? I know y'all gonna get me together in the comments. Okay, let me know. All right. But Kevin and Nikki have sort of formed this little alliance. Child, that's gonna be the saddest alliance. I shouldn't say, you know what? I shouldn't even say that, child. They might end up cleaning up the damn room. Now, last but not least, we have another alliance, which I find very interesting as well. Cody, Devon, Enzo, and Bailey. Now, I would be more impressed by this if Cody wasn't in the lines with 20 other people in the house. But I do think that that's an interesting final four with them. I do find that to be interesting. So, the big thing is, who are we going to get rid of? Now, the thing is this. It's so early in the game, and nobody has really pissed anybody off or offended anyone. But it's really going to come down to either, like Krishna said, who do I think I can beat? Or who do I think I could beat? Or I lost my train of thought. So, of course, it comes down to Kevin and Keisha. Now, Kevin... From what I could tell, he wheeling and dealing. He already went to Cody and was like, listen, if you save me, I'll do X, Y, and Z. He didn't use the power of veto. However, I'm sure he could go back to Cody and say, listen, I understand why you didn't use the veto. I'm cool with that. But listen, my deal stays the same. If you can help me get these votes, we can make it happen. Then we had, and I didn't see Keisha really doing that. I didn't see Keisha really campaigning like that. I also saw where Keisha was, no, you fine. I also saw where Keisha, she was talking to Janelle, and Janelle was like, the old Janelle will be standing from the rooftop yelling, we gotta save Keisha, we gotta save Keisha. She said, but right now, I think my best move is to just chill out and lay low and let Keisha save herself. Like, I'll give her my vote. If she can get the rest of the vote, she got my vote. But I'm not getting ready to create no situation where I'm putting a bullseye on my back. Like, I just can't. It's too early in the game for that. And she's absolutely right. Her and K-Star did what they needed to do to save themselves because they were definitely going on the block. And the rest of this, that ain't your fight. Like, it's not. Keisha didn't even know people's names. She's calling up now. I know, ironic of me to talk about not knowing somebody's name, but that's not the point. That's not about me. But if I'm playing in a game and it's all about staying in the game, I think I'm gonna know the people's name that I'm playing with. If nothing else, clearly you ain't look at the other seasons. Like, you should know these people just based on their season. I'd have been binge watching. When I found out I got picked for All-Stars and you don't know who the other All-Stars are, I would have been binge watching every episode of Big Brother from season 1 just so I would know who's who, what's what, how they play their game, who they like, who they don't like, what seasons that they were on with other people, all of that. But anyway, not my game. So, y'all know how they do this. It came down to the vote, and the vote actually was unanimous. Everybody voted to eliminate Keisha. And Keisha felt some kind of way about it. She was crying, she was upset, and all that good stuff. She felt a little something about it. And I never understood that. I never understood, and this is me, watching Big Brother. Once you know you have the majority, why does it matter if it's unanimous? Like, I've never understood why it has to be a unanimous vote. And like last season when they had that, it wasn't just last season, in previous seasons, when you have that one vote that's different and people want to hunt people down. Who voted? Who voted different? Like, who cares? If the person went home that y'all wanted to go home, well, y'all can't throw that person a bone. Like, nobody wants to feel like everybody wanted them out. And Keisha said she understood, but she was sitting there crying. Like, it hurt her feelings. It would hurt my feelings too. Anyway, so we get to the head of household competition, and it was real cute. They had like this whole thing where they had to watch a video of a Zoom call, a family Zoom call. They were doing a Big Brother watch party, and at this point, I think all of us have done those awkward, crazy Zoom calls. Me and some of my friends, we do them, and it is just the craziest thing. It's the funniest thing. And it was that, you had the grandmother who didn't know how to work the Zoom. You had the son who ain't really want to be there. You had the uncle who, Uncle Vito, VD, Anyway, it was cute. But ultimately, the person that won was Memphis. So Memphis is the new head of household, so I'm sure that's going to be very interesting. Now, I said, going back to what I said at the beginning of this video, I'm going to wait and see how these nominations go and how some of this justification for nominations go, too. You see what I'm saying? But, yeah, that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what went down. Now, something very curious happened at the end. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Julie Chen Muniz at the end said, and remember the golden rule to treat everybody the way you would like to be treated. And she said it with such authority. I was like, who's she sending a message to? I think she's still sending messages about what happened to her husband. Who's she sending messages to, y'all? I just thought that was very interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much what went down, y'all. Again, I told you, I'm not including anything from the feeds and all that. We're just talking about what we see on the screen. Well, I can say nothing from the feeds because my whole first 2 minutes was about feeds. But y'all know what I'm saying. So let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.